How about that?
Blood of whom?
They all begin getting surrounding. Well, I guess they've been surrounding you this whole time, but like they get all close, like right next to like the tent itself, like hovering like I don't know, an inch or two away from it, like a finger's length away from it. And this like no, it's not a perfect like plus. It's not like a perfect like crossfire sort of thing, but relatively close. And they all just sort of just are there, and they all just begin humming. Well, they're always humming. It's just that now that's even more notable when no one's speaking. The whispers stop.
Does it seem to be like there's like a magical, some
Right.
type of magical effect below us or around us besides the ghosts?
Mm-hmm.
Magnus is gonna.
You have detect magic,
You
do
know, no, I do, but I'm not gonna do that.
That's right. You swapped.
I do have, but I don't want to get a flashbang in my head.
That won't be that bad.
Before he drops it, I guess I'll hit myself up with that old thing.
Which thing? You have like 5. First level? Okay.
No, I can't cast that first level. They just before. I was just too lazy to click it.
Okay. So, you guys are just sort of tense as they all just sort of are regarding you all.
Two-handed.
Hmm?
I'm going to drop the dome and then take a swing at the first thing I see.
Roll an attack at disadvantage.
Where's my morning star? Hold on.
Give it a good.
So I guess that means I would be attacking too, right?
At disadvantage.
Even though I'm within 5 feet of my pal.
It's not a matter of you're within 5 feet, it's if the enemy's within 5 feet.
I see.
I did not say hold an action, so I could have.
And they're honestly, like, they're sort of floating above you guys. So.
Okay.
As he drops it, I would say, "You want blood? Take it." Just hold my arms out, 'cause I ain't got no armor on.
Miss, by the way. Miss.
Ooh, boy.
Oh god.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
They just sort of dodge out of the way of your guys' strikes. The Neverus one growls with anticipation. Almost joyed that you guys have done what you've done.
Oh yeah, my shadow thing attacks as well.
Roll at disadvantage.
Where he is.
That recharges long rest.
I'm assuming
Yeah,
that misses.
Yeah, misses. The one in Inferno, she continues, like, unfazed by all this. You have tricks up their sleeves. Goody, goody. Fun, fun. And they just sort of begin flying higher than you guys. So, like, if you had, like, again, you guys have mostly blades, one of you has a whip and stuff like that. They just begin floating, almost hitting to the treetop, like the canopy. They're like, 15 feet above you, maybe getting higher and higher.
Before they're out of my reach, could I make an attack?
Disadvantage.
That's what I expected. No, it would just be this, and then this, and then that, and then that, and nope.
Yeah.
That's right.
The dwarven one goes, oh, this is gonna be fun. For another time, though. We'll be seeing you. All of us.
Yeah.
And they just begin floating above the tree canopy and just begin flying away above the trees themselves, like higher than the treetops. And the glittery, semi-romantic mist that came with them follows with them, and eventually you guys are left alone.
Oh.
When
Timing on the music.
when we swung at them, did it seem like their form is completely incorporeal?
Well, I'll put it to you like this. Dusk did end up hitting one of their after trails, and nothing happened. It was more akin to just hitting the air.
With that logic, would Magnus assume that that's some sort of projection?
Roll me your Arcana. High GC on this, though. It might be a projection. It might be that Dust just simply missed. It was like sort of. It might be 50-50 if you actually hit or not. Like, you don't know necessarily. Like, you've heard of wisps before, but wisps are pretty. Well, first off, they don't really talk. They sort of lure people. They certainly don't talk to people. So your account on wisp is thrown out of the equation for this. With a wisp, in specific.
Okay.
It might be a matter of Dusk missed. It might be these scenes are projections entirely, or no one has ever been into the Myreville and recorded everything, so this might just be a new creature entirely. Or you might have just pissed off something native.
Okay. Do I get the sense that? No, I don't need to ask. Yeah, Magnus would just turn to the group and he would say, I think we were being baited, now that I think about it. Should not have dropped that dome, I apologize.
Well, it was
Don't worry about it.
interesting situations. Unexpected, I suppose.
My question is what they're affiliated with.
Yes,
Perhaps they are related to one of the towns.
that's what I'm thinking. They could be the
The one that can't speak to us.
No, I was
thinking the
thinking
other one.
the I was yeah, the
For
Philbos thing.
spirits that could speak multiple tongues, there's a town that could somehow speak common.
Okay, I get the point.
I mean, there's definitely the connection.
Or perhaps
Could
they
be
are
one
related to the
connection.
other one. Perhaps they've robbed
Yes.
it of the ability to speak properly.
Either way, if it is related to the towns, we probably didn't make a great first impression.
They didn't make a great first impression.
I don't think they particularly care, though.
Whatever they are, they lack in conviction. An unforgivable offense.
That or they are merely playing with us like some fairy tale.
Others not. And Ur just sits down next to a log and sort of leans his forearms onto his knees and goes back to sleep.
His diligence even applies when he is trying to sleep. Impressive.
It is truly.
Aggressively.
Also quick.
He is a man of convictions.
Well,
Hmm.
I believe it is the turn of the watch.
Good luck into sleep now, I suppose.
Well, it is you and I on watch right now, so I hope you don't fall asleep.
Not after that, trust me.
I slapped Dolly on the shoulder. Good night.
Yeah, night, off you go. I'll just like wave my...
Alright. Dolly, Genevieve will help you with your perception. Roll perception with advantage. She ain't rolling.
Okay. Perception.
25. You keep her eye out. wondering about any more lights in the distance that shouldn't be there, which is basically any light out here. Nothing crops up. You don't hear any more whispers.
Mhm.
You don't hear any more whispers. You don't hear anything speak in tongues that you don't know, etc., etc.
Okay.
Just, chirping of crickets, hopping of croaking of frogs and stuff like that. Maybe the odd critter skittering around out there, but nothing ominous. You're pretty used to the gentle rumble of the forest at night. At night. So, your watch passes uneventfully.
Yeah.
Next up, Jace and Both of you make me perception checks.
I give him guidance.
Very well.
Bop. Bop. How dang it, I unplugged my headphones.
22, okay. And her, with that guidance. Hey, double 22s. Average of 22 plus 22 divided by 2 is 22, I think. Oh, interesting.
Thinking about
I mean,
I don't know.
oh my
I don't know
god,
about that
Zach.
math.
Yeah, I know. I might have fucked up the calculations there. My bad. But it should be.
Let's
It
give it a
sounds
double
close
shot.
enough. Yeah, it sounds close enough. So, whatever. So yeah, 22 average, I think. You guys keep an eye out, particularly in the upward direction of those things that where they shot away into the night sky, whatever weird things. Your watch passes uneventfully. You do hear out some ways away the sound of something like a loud thumping noise, just like footfalls. Not close to you, like this is really far away. The fact that you hear it at all is a bit weird.
At some moment right before the end of the watch, would just be like, going to step away for a moment.
As long as you step back, go ahead.
And he just sort of walks into the wood line, not too far, and does a quick meditation and recites something.
What do you recite? Is this within like earshot of the camp, or you go like purposely further away from that?
I mean, to someone with really keen hearing, yeah, probably.
I mean, do you speak in Draconic? Or do you speak in Common for this?
Stab me into me. Those are tech. Yeah, those aren't really common. Those will be in common. I wouldn't say you're familiar with them, Jace, but they are highly akin to something you have more experience with, which is religious scripture. I still ask, like, do you bother trying to keep this quiet, or do you just say it?
I mean, quiet to the point that you would have to be intently listening to hear.
Okay, if that's the case, then roll me stealth, and then Jace roll me perception. That's probably the best way to do it.
Can you cast guidance on yourself?
I'll play stealth.
I think you can.
It says
Can't
a
you?
willing creature here.
I mean,
It just says you
I mean-
touch one willing creature. So.
my guy, your guidance alone could beat my roll.
That's a good point. For funsies, let's see if I get a 1. No. There we go.
That's how you can cast on yourself, yeah. I like that you just jumped the gun. I didn't even say yes to that, but you still did it. Anyway.
Sorry, sorry. I thought I heard you say yes.
Someday you're gonna hear something that you wanted to hear. I'm gonna play that against you, so I'll play like a boss fight or something. It's religious scripture. It talks about basically the duties of a sentinel. gives regards to a large a being of the lake, keeping watch and tabs and protection over it. Not only from, preventing it from awakening, but also just preventing people from just knowing about it. Some Secret Service shit. Just kidding, that's not what the Secret Service is about at all.
Do I know?
You have no clue what this is.
Yeah, but do I know from experience, like, her is leaning more towards fell beings?
You have no clue what this is.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just go click myself.
I told you prior, you don't know what this is. I know, because I know what this is. You have to trust my guy. It's as if I'm the GM.
What do you know, God?
Not much. So yeah, you finish up reciting that which you recite, and I'm assuming you just come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as he comes back, you can see there's like a slight bit of rust, like around his the padding on his neck.
Like, is it rust rubbed off a metal, or is it like the scales have changed to be a rust color?
No, it's definitely on the fabric, like on the gambeson underneath it.
You just said Fred's trigger word.
Gambeson.
Yeah, I love the Flanderization.
Yeah, after that, he just sort of sits down and puts his axe in front of him and sort of like meditates while dozing off.
He knows what he's about, at least.
I guess we're not keeping watch. I guess I'm just keeping watch.
Dawn arrives within the hour.
It will come. You're not going to catch a predator in its own backyard off guard.
Luckily, you guys don't have to contend with such predators. At least not any more so than the 4 you saw prior. Dawn arrives. You guys wake up everyone else. Go you.
Is that a fully completed long rest or interrupted?
A fully completed one at this point.
Thank you.
Okay.
So recover all your shit.
I have curiosity. How long do those aid temp points last?
Long rest.
Okay, so I don't have them anymore then.
Unless he casts on you guys again.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Just wondering.
It lasts 8 hours?
Yeah, but you cast them like
Yeah.
in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I figure they're gonna wear off before pretty much anything happens. But it takes
that's fine.
how long to get to the town?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it'll probably wear off before we even get there, so whatever.
Yeah, because it took us 12 hours to get to the lake, wasn't it?
No, it's
And then the lake's
Mhm.
twice as far, so.
Welcome to an explorative age, where these are unaccountable numbers. Beyond your own memory. And I'm not your memory.
Ah, well.
So, you guys pack up your shit. What do? Just get moving? You guys want to try looking for anything? Any trails of your guys'... was it midnight? It's not midnight yet. It was 3.5 hours after 6 o'clock. So 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. guess. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I would ask Dolly to search for any sort of humanoid footprints around our campsite, and I will help her in that endeavor.
I can do. Can do. Alright, so I'll just... Alright.
Guidance.
Advantage.
D4?
Yeah. Maybe it's a 15?
Oh,
Maybe.
oh, sorry a minute.
Maybe it's 12? It's 12.
It's a 12.
No sign of any
Oh.
footprints whatsoever beyond your guys'.
Yeah. So trying to.
But to be fair, you guys
sorry.
need pretty obvious footprints.
Other than our own, sorry.
Get rid of the big footprint on the left side here. Don't find that.
Yeah, it
don't need
definitely has left the area, and we're definitely not have to worry about that.
Yeah, totally not.
We just need to get our scout flies ready, and then nobody gets that too.
So, anything else you guys want to do? I assume like the 30-some minutes to look around the place, investigate around you, look for tracks. Anything else?
See, when I was looking for tracks, would I have happened to anything related to the whisk thingies? Like anything
I'm assuming
like
that's
that?
what the tracks. I'm assuming that's what you guys were looking for.
Yeah, okay.
Someone
okay.
was
So you
invisible.
said- yeah, okay.
No, that's just survival in general.
Okay,
You just find any tracks.
Gotcha.
And then and with a 12, you find nothing except your own. But you don't need to know where you went because you were just there yourself.
Yeah, okay, here it is.
I'm gonna detect magic real quick, just to have a quick scan of our campsite to see if there's anything left behind.
No. Nothing.
Okay.
No traces, no marks, nothing. So, trackless, so to speak. Anything else you guys want to do, or do you guys want to begin heading off to the town of Old Slit?
Well, let's not waste any time.
What does lively do? It means that when you drop to 0 HP, he makes a concentration check essentially, and if he succeeds, you're brought back up at 1 HP.
Oh, cool.
And I have advantage at those, so hopefully you'll not go down.
The DC being half of the damage taken, or 10, whichever one is higher. So exactly that concentration.
Okay. No need in waiting around. They want to find us, they will. Though I recommend you change your battle strategy.
You guys begin heading out, having packed up your shit. Can someone roll me a D100? No reason. You just said, congratulations, you just volunteered. 64. Lower is not necessarily better, my friends. Don't worry. We're going to take the 64 because vocalize that you're the one rolling instead of just doing it. So we don't get spam rolled. Again, though, it doesn't matter. It's not like lower is better or worse. It's just a different result on my table. So,